Hello and welcome back to Misty Cubed. I'm Misty and today I'm trying out a new lighting situation. It's like one of those little box ones. It's giving like a moody vibe, I'm really like right here. I've got my wine and I've got some thoughts. If you saw my last video, I did a ranking of all the Real Housewives franchises that I have seen, so please go watch that first. Or next, actually, I guess it doesn't matter. Just watch it if you want. As promised, I have returned with some thoughts about Real Housewives of New York, the latest season. Here's the deal. Everyone knows the New York ladies were not keeping up with the times, to put it lightly. To put it truthfully, many of them are ignorant and racist. I think calling people out is important, and accountability is the true answer to bigoted behavior once it's recognized. But as the saying goes, you can lead a real housewife to champagne, but you can't make her drink. Luann and Ramona specifically displayed a lot of ignorance in season 11. I think it's season 11. Their last season, especially Ramona. There was even more than what you saw like in the final cut of recent seasons. The Vanity Fair expose that came out in 2023 revealed a lot of the problems specifically that were happening in the New York franchise. Ebony K. Williams was a new addition, and I feel like she was super interesting, and I was disappointed that they had to do a full cast refresh because I felt like her storyline would be really interesting to follow. But she took on a really important role in her season, and frankly she did what I think a lot of us would do when you are faced with bigotry, especially when you know that millions of people are watching. Ebony was really thoughtful with her platform, and I think it's just unfortunate that she joined at that time, to be honest. I should do more research actually on what her situation is, and I will leave notes here. Misty here. I went back and read through the entire Vanity Fair expose, which I totally recommend you do. It is linked below. And I guess I must have skimmed it back when it came out in October because it was way more damning than what I remembered. There are accusations of like I mentioned, racism and bigotry, and unsurprisingly, as is common with a lot of reality shows, they push the castmates to drink and party, and they encourage the unhinged storylines and such. And I think the vast majority of the housewives accept it as a necessary evil, but it's the problem is, and that just the drinking I'm talking about, the problem is that it's at the detriment of the entire cast's mental health and their families. And so yeah, it's definitely not worth it. I think they did a better job of keeping things like calmer in the newer season. So I don't know, I just wanted to share that because I think that it is super necessary context to have, and we can just hope that Bravo continues to raise their standards for castmates and that they encourage accountability and just do better. Anyway, a lot of the storylines were getting stale with the classic ladies. Frankly, I think they just realized that, especially out of all the franchises, the vast majority of the women of the old guard who were still on the show were ignorant about social and political issues to an extent. I don't mean to discredit any philanthropy work that they've done. They just weren't changing with the times, and this show has longevity. I mean, it's been on for almost 20 years or something like that. I guess like 15 or so. So I think the New York franchise was a perfect opportunity to see where this show could go with a brand new injection. Women of all ages between, I think Erin was the youngest at like 35, and Jenna was the oldest at like 54 or something. I appreciate that they included women with an array of background, experts in their fields. They're very accomplished, they're very driven. They're also diverse. As fans of the Housewives, we all know just how much they lacked diversity. But this season of New York, we see diversity in terms of background, ethnicity, race, country or state of origin even. And I think the casting for season 12, the latest season, was perfect. The women are very bold. They have good chemistry. They're hilarious. Some of them are easy to like, others are easy to hate. And that is the key to a successful show. Something you can really love and root for, and something you can just root against. It's all about balance. Can you tell I'm a Libra? So I'm curious if the Housewives will follow that pattern with any other franchises at some point, because it seems to have been successful. I was kind of late to this season, so if maybe I'm wrong, like maybe people hated it, but you know, as far as general consensus, I liked it. I really liked this cast. I liked this season. The storylines were interesting. The drama was fun. You could really feel that sisterhood even after one season, which is not always the case. So I'm looking forward to future seasons with these ladies. Oh, also diversity and sexuality, because Jenna is a lesbian. I could be wrong. There are some bi women, but I think she's the first like open lesbian on Housewives. I guess Bronwyn, I'm pretty sure she came out as a lesbian after she was on the show. Not that it matters. My point is, it was just nice to have a more realistic portrayal of womanhood in New York City, in America even. So yeah, I just want to make a quick video on my thoughts about that and update you. Let me know what you think about this light situation. Do we like it better? Not as much. The next video I think you're gonna find super interesting. I'm really excited to talk about it. Stay tuned. I'm really gonna try to get it out within like 2 weeks max. Thank you so much for watching my video, coming to my channel. Subscribe if you're interested in staying up to date with whatever I'm talking about, whether it's Real Housewives, manifesting, or scams, or some other random topic. I'm gonna keep you entertained. I'm gonna be entertained at the very least. So oh, and go ahead and hit the like button if you had an enjoyable time. Ah, shit. See you in the next one. Bye.